you shouldn't be afraid of women or look at it like it's this competitive kind of thing, right? You hear Owen talk about collaborative versus competitive. You don't want to go into a social setting and think that the setting is competing with you or these people are against you because they don't even know you. Okay? A lot of guys will go into an environment and they'll think that everybody's watching them, everyone's judging them. And what's more realistic or accurate? That everybody is judging and watching you, or that everyone else is thinking that everyone else is watching them, right? That's really more what's happening. So what I want you guys to understand is your success is always going to be better when you go out with women, when you look at the environment as being a collaborative environment where everybody's working to help you. So that's one of the big things I want to talk about today is the fact that you have to create the you army. You have to look at everybody that you meet. They're not trying to belittle you, they're not trying to shame you, they're not trying to make fun of you. They're just also trying to do what's best for them. And when you align their goals with your goals, you're going to network a lot better and you're going to get the type of girls that you're after, which are a lot higher quality than you've been getting before. If you look at game or pickup or any of this stuff in the secret society geeky kind of way, it's going to be very sniper approach. It's going to be very much you going to some venue, seeing a type of girl that you're attracted to and just trying to go up to that girl and you either what? There's only two options. You either succeed or you fail. What I want to show you is real lifestyle design is not like that. Real lifestyle design is in fact mapping out what type of life you want to live, what type of cool guys are in that life, what type of attractive girls are in that life. You reverse engineer it and then you build that lifestyle. Anybody here read E-Myth Revisited or E-Myth, the book? It's a really, really good internet marketing book. No?
7 Habits is good as well.
Yeah, 7 Habits talks about it a little bit as well, right? Stephen Covey wrote that, right? Yeah, anything by Stephen Covey is really, really good about just life skills in general. Well, I want you guys to really identify with this. And what we're going to do this week is tonight you're going to meet at least one girl that you can go out with for the next several nights. Not every night, but at some point in the next several nights. Rather than trying to go out and fuck a girl or close a girl, I want you guys to go out and meet one girl that you are telling her that it's not going to work out between the two of you. That you give her whatever reason that you want to give her. We'll go through several. Okay? But the whole point is to friend zone her before she has a chance to friend zone you. You make her your buddy. You make her your sister. Right? You even use those words. But you show that you actually have a genuine interest in what she's talking about, a genuine interest in her, and just her presence alone is just going to bring a cascading waterfall effect of women into your life. Any questions about that so far? Go for it.
Is it important that you pick a girl that's like specific to the type of circle that you want, like Spanish or like white?
At first, not at all. When you get to the type of shit that I'm doing, 100%. I mean, like the filters and qualifications that I have are pretty crazy. But you ever see that meme? What's that one meme where it's, I know what I bring to the table, so I'm okay eating alone, right? That happens after you really realize what you're bringing to the table. At first, don't judge. I mean, even to this day, I don't judge anybody. I don't really care. I knew there were going to be 3 social media people that I was doing these videos with that I've been doing for the past few days. I don't know who they were, right? There's another guy here that was texting and messaging the organizer of the whole thing. Well, who are they? What are their names? I want to find out. I don't really give a shit. I don't want to judge. I don't want to prejudge. When you go into a nightclub, you don't want to value scan. You don't want to prejudge the people that you're meeting. You want to people collect. What it means to people collect is you just feel that everybody, and you're aware that everybody has value. Everybody has something to offer you, and you have something to offer them. And you just collect everybody. And then you figure out later if you guys actually have commonalities or interests that are in alignment. So the thing that a lot of guys don't understand is even going out to a club with a less attractive girl than you might think would be okay to do this with, it's a much more important that you guys actually have some sort of energy between the two of you, that you actually like each other to some degree interpersonally, than necessarily her being the hottest girl in the world, right? I went to a club with a few legitimate models about a week and a half ago. They were, when I say legitimate model, I mean actual model, not like Instagram model, right? Like a real model, okay? And I went there, this was more than a week and a half ago, maybe a month ago. And there was just no good energy back and forth. We both kind of wanted something from each other, but at the same time, there was no real banter back and forth. We didn't really know each other very well. It was very staged and structured, us all going out to the club together, and by a friend of ours or whatever. And it was fine, it was cool, but it wasn't really as good as when I've gone to a nightclub with what some guys would call a 7 or numerically less attractive or less classically beautiful of a girl, but there's clearly a lot of commonalities and jokes and banter back and forth. Does that make sense? So again, at a certain point, the better you get at this, the more specific you want the people in your life to be, just because you're going to enjoy their company more. But at first, you have to understand, if you can't get girls who are average quality, girls that are maybe a little bit below than your last ex or whatever into your life, you're not going to be able to get girls that are higher quality into your life. And furthermore, you have to understand that just having women in your life, period, is a lot better than any pickup coach or dating guru can actually help you with. I think that's the best thing that I really ever learned. Is my first mentor ever taught me when I was writing software and I was kind of geeking out in Chicago, is that a couple women in your life that are actively engaged in helping you succeed, that actually have some skin in the game, that really give a shit about you. Almost the way imagine if you all had a sister who was like 22, 23, and you were maybe 14 to 16. You'd never gotten laid before. You were really kind of geeky and shy. Imagine the way that she would give you advice. She wouldn't let any girl talk shit to you. She'd be like, no, fuck that girl. She's not worth it. Imagine that your best wingman, or you have this like owl on your shoulder in your mind, telling you the kind of advice that older sister would give you, that you wouldn't put up with shit from anybody who's kind of giving you crap back. Does that make sense? So when you go out, one of the things that I kind of commonly run into are guys who are in Middle America, guys who are. I just did a boot camp in Chicago maybe a month and a half ago, and the main pickup spot where a couple of those guys were from was Walmart and Target and like these really weird spots because they're in like these podunk towns. But they were showing me some photos of girls they've dated, and I was like, well, they're actually really, really cute, but there just isn't very much there. So a guy like that can't exactly go out and get a bunch of models or attractive girls to go out with him. So what I did was I basically coached him on how to go out with his coworkers, but in a non-creepy way. Dude, I don't want to have to go out and meet fucking 30 girls and hang out with 30 girls. Fuck that, that's horrible. That sounds like a pain in the ass. What? Like I'm dating like less than 5 girls right now with one primary girlfriend, and I don't want to date more girls. MLTRs are great up until a very short amount. You want to have to like go out and do promoter game, or you have to, when I tell you go out with 20 girls or 5 girls to a nightclub or something, right? I don't mean go out and like go meet those 20 today and then go out with them tonight. That sounds annoying as fuck, right? So instead, what do? You meet a dude who's already doing all that shit, go out with him and have him fucking, metaphorically suck your cock, right?
Smart people hire smart people.
Exactly. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but yeah, I mean, I should. Yeah, exactly. Like the guys that I know in my life, I used to do this Lair Talk tour. Every Thursday we'd do a Lair Talk. Lair was basically what anybody can pick up long enough to know what a Lair is besides you? Yeah, okay. So I would do these Lair Talks every Thursday. This was years and years ago, right? And I would do boot camps, and if I did a bad talk, I wouldn't get any boot camp students. If I did a good talk, I'd do a boot camp. So it was like a very potentially risky tour, right? But I had this thing where I said, if you have 15 girls with you, you can come out with me that night and I'll give you a night for free. Well, it basically brought cool wings into my life who are willing to do entourage game, where you go out with 15 girls at a time. Well, now I do a different version of that where I make friends with promoters, I get them by the balls, and they beg me to come out with 15, 20, 30 girls at a time. You guys understand that?
And how do you do that?
Cool, exactly. So I'm going to show you the way you guys can do it, and eventually I'm going to tell you the way that I do it. The way I do it is super manipulative, super shady, and horrible. I get them to the point where they're like, in some cases, like legally have them by the balls, or I add value to them in a way that I don't really give a fuck, and they then have to make that up to me in ways that door's closed, right? He's not. Okay, cool. Because this is like really. I get them bound by the balls where the only way they can offer value is with women because they're trying to get girls. I find guys who their entire job and livelihood is to meet as many girls as possible and bring them to a club or bring them to a restaurant or whatever. And then I find it's called illicit motivation, right? You elicit someone's motivation and you solve that motivation, okay? And then now you created a win-win for the both of you, right? There's certain things that I don't really care about that guys like that do care about, okay? I'll bring it back into a kind of a real example that you guys can do, okay? So what's a way that you guys could bring girls to a club that you guys kind of are already doing right now, or it's very easy for you guys to do?
We could
bring girls to a club.
Like
and then I'll eventually answer my way. I'm not just going to say that and not actually give it away, but I'm going to kind of build it up to that, right? So the easiest way is what he does. The dancing, salsa, a commonality. That's the easiest thing that you can possibly do, okay? Every Thursday is salsa night, or Latin night rather, at Blue Martini, okay? If they're brown, I'm down, right? If they're minority, they're my priority. I love Hispanic girls, okay? I love half black, half white girls. I love Hispanic girls, the whole deal. Latin night also brings out what? Friends of Latin girls. So even if you're not into, like I love Miami and Vegas and New York, the only 3 cities I'd ever live in. I love Miami because there's ethnic girls. There's girls who are different, girls who are very attractive. That being said, a lot of guys are like, oh, but it's only brown girls, only Hispanic girls. That's not true at all. It's all girls of a certain flavor, but they're very distinct in that flavor. Does that make sense? Like I make a lot of racial jokes, but I find it hilarious when like people take that too seriously about me because I'm like, wait, but like I would only date a Hispanic girl. All my friends are black. I'm like almost like the United Nations of people. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I make racial jokes against my own race more than anything else. So what I want you guys to understand is the more commonality you can establish. So with girls, like I can't dance worth shit. I know a few moves. Like I could teach you dance floor game, but I can't dance. So I do a few moves. I show a couple things, right? And we good? We're good. Sweet. I'll show a few moves or whatever, right? You take a guy like this, though, who could actually do some dancing, he would kill it at Latin night on a Thursday at Blue Martini. Okay?
I'm going to say yes, sir. It's a plus when you know how to dance because also it's not the best dancers if you're having a great time, even though you don't know all these big moves, but if the girls see that you're having a great time, they know. The
big moves are actually a negative. If you're too good at it, it's like a guy who's just, oh, that's cute, but that's over there, and it's like the dudes who are breakdancing basically, right? This is my default breakdance. I don't know. I was doing some leg thing or something, right? Yeah. My windmill, right? So what I want you guys to understand is this. First of all, find a common interest. If you can find a commonality or a common interest with the girl, that alone will allow you to see her the next time that you want to see her. Commonality building is one of the most underrated concepts in all of pickup. You find a commonality with a girl, you don't need any attraction, she'll see you again. Do you understand?
And then in salsa, these kind of things, it's a small society, so you get to see the same girl every time. Or
yeah, it's got its own like kind of micro deal, right? So let's do this. So you have salsa, which is such an obvious commonality, right? What are a few other commonalities? Let's each do one.
Like music.
What kind of music? Because music itself isn't really the commonality, right? You got to have something a little more.
For me, like I like The Weeknd, and it's a very
Thanks, bro.
It's a very popular like artist with a lot of like girls around my age. So
Dude, with The Weeknd?
yeah.
The Weeknd could put all of us out of business. Fuck that shit. Let's take it a little bit further. I was listening to The Weeknd. Lamborghini Alex turned me on to The Weeknd a long time ago. The Weeknd is like I was using The Weeknd to fuck girls before Weeknd was even on the radio. Dude, he like when what was it? After Party. When that song came on, holy shit! Before he was like performing all these places. Remember when that song came out? I feel like nobody knew who he was back then. Holy shit! The Weeknd or Party Next Door. You guys know Party Next Door? Party Next Door is like the next Weeknd, in my opinion. You guys know? You know who he is?
That's the playlist for pulling.
Oh my God! Who knows who Party Next Door is? Raise your hand. Okay. Party Next Door. Listen to his mixtape. I'm never gonna like. I use this as a joke. Like, I check out my next mixtape. Party Next Door. His mixtape is the most vulgar, graphic shit since The Weeknd's mixtape. And it's a twisted plot line that if you play it to the girls are just like, wait, what the fuck? But they're already turned on because of the song itself, right? So The Weeknd, G-Eazy is another good example. I will take girls to go see G-Eazy who barely even know who I am. Sometimes I'll just even do a Facebook post. Who wants to come see G-Eazy? And I'll have at least 5 or 10 girls that want to come with me, right? Do you know G-Eazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Who knows G-Eazy? Okay.
what was it? Party Next Door?
Party Next Door. Dude. Yeah, that's my nigga. Fuck. I'm telling you, dude. Party Next Door is the shit. And I didn't want to like him too. I know a guy will help me when I hear someone I don't like say they like that person, and immediately I'm just like, oh fuck that person. And then like later I hear it and I'm just like, no, that guy's got a point. Like that shit's fire. That's just good, right? So what I want you guys to understand is this. It's not about going up and necessarily looking up Fire Next Door or listening to that one thing, right? It's The Weeknd. What about The Weeknd is better than another artist that makes it so good?
He's like super sexual.
Super sexual, right? Like, but not only that, but he's so sexual that girls agree. Like, I can be up here and I could be like, tell a girl at Robbie, listening? This is really good. I could be up here and I could say, tell a girl a crass joke, and she's gonna be more attracted to you. And the feminists and all these women are gonna be like, that's manipulative and mean. The Weeknd can be up here and he can sing. Give me a line. I fucked 2 bitches before I saw you. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's so amazing. He fucked 2 hoes before he saw me? What? Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Right? No, but because he says it the way he says it, he's got this fucked up haircut, all of a sudden every girl is super attracted to it, right? But you can't just go like, you really can't just pick any random artist. It's got to be an artist that's super sexual or someone who's super popular. Like right now, Chainsmokers is super popular, right? Way more popular than they should be. They're good, but like they've been around forever, but they're blowing the fuck up, right? So Chainsmokers tonight at Omnia, if you met a girl yesterday and you just asked her about music and she said Chainsmokers, or even if you just said Chainsmokers, she would go with you tonight to see Chainsmokers. period. Right? Anybody here kind of not quite believe that that's all it would take? It's always like usually somebody who's like, oh, maybe that sounds about right, but anybody? No, like literally, that's all it takes. You know, they say like looks don't matter, that whole like money or looks kind of deal. Like Daniel Graham is a fairly decent looking multimillionaire, right? He's half black, half white, jacked, drives a Ferrari 458 as his daily car. Like
The white one outside?
no, the guy right here that was talking to him a minute ago. The white one, that's his car. That's his beater, right?
We saw it.
Yeah. It's a sick car, right? I mean, it's about as sick as you can get for like a regular car. I think so anyway. It's pretty sick, right? So you take a guy like that, and it's really interesting. You take anything about that guy's life, it's designed to push commonalities out there, and my life, right? It's designed to push these commonalities and these common interests out there so that girls latch onto it, so we're always with girls. Do you understand that? Looks and money don't matter if you're employing all this other stuff. Do you understand? You could be George Costanza, or me for that matter, and be around a few girls, and suddenly you'll fuck a lot hotter girls than the girls that you are around. And that's really the key to this. The girls that you have in your life, that you go out with, that you hang out with, they don't need to be the quality of the girl that you're after. The girls that are around you can be a much less quality than the girl that you're after. But what ends up happening? There's a competitiveness that happens. The girls all get competitive with each other. They wonder, what does this guy have that makes these girls want him, regardless of the looks? You guys understand that? Okay. How cool would it be tonight to go to Omnia with two girls that don't want to fuck you, but they'll laugh at all the jokes that you say, they'll stick by your side, they'll tell any girl who's trying to hit on you to leave you alone, you're not worth it, and to basically run to you every time a guy tries to hit on them? How cool would that be?
It's like having a team, a squad.
It's like having an army. You'd almost call it the U Army.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do they have to be like friend zoned girls, or can they be like girls that you close?
So if you want to go the advanced route, so I do it with girls that I fucked. But just because I'm kind of retarded and silly. So I just want to stir the pot. I don't really care. Like I have so many girls that are coming to my life that at this point, that like I don't really care. Like I just got paid today to tell Lindsay Pellis what to do for 6 hours. Like I've structured so many weird things in my life where I'm gonna have those girls come into my life regardless, that I don't really care if I bring a girl that I'm fucking into an area and then like I'll do stupid shit, like I'll have a birthday party and invite every girl I fucked that year to the birthday party. And not tell any of them what's going on. Just like, right? My best friend Michael has this thing where anytime we see each other like on the other side of the nightclub, we'll just go like this to each other. Right? Is this a weird 80s dance or 70s dance, or does this mean stir the pot? This just means stir the pot. We're both just trying to find ways to poke the bear, stir the pot, because that's what's fun. Otherwise, it's not enjoyable. Okay? You will always beat out a guy who's better looking than you, who has more money than you, who has better game than you, if you have girls around you. I want you guys to all listen to this, because this is like such a core part of. Rarely do I teach like the exact game that I do. I usually teach the game that I know will work for you guys. That's duplicatable. Right? Now, obviously, you kind of would want to do both, right? But that's why I'm kind of making this as duplicatable to you as possible. Any one of you can tonight meet a girl that will go out with you tomorrow night, right? Even though you're not here tomorrow night, you can meet a girl that will then go out with you the next night when you go back to Israel, or I think you're going to LA next, right? This is a really, really important concept for you guys to understand. The next level than this, and I'm going to drill down on other ways on how to meet girls who will go out with you the next night. The next level to that is meeting people who will throw girls at you that you don't even know, that then you go out all together. So what are some other commonalities? We have music, and specifically something like The Weeknd or G-Eazy, right? Because it's very graphic, it's very sexual, okay? Literally, if G-Eazy is performing tomorrow, and tonight you just talk about G-Eazy, you're gonna meet a lot of girls who will just go with you to G-Eazy. Once the girl agrees to doing the actual thing that you want to do with her, whether it's going out with you, whether that's making out with you or having sex with you, you turn all of the game off. You back up completely. You guys understand that?
Say that again.
Once the girl agrees to doing the thing with you, let's say you want to go on a date with her and she agrees to it, you don't tease anymore, you don't do anything. You play the game very, very safe so that nothing bad happens between then and the actual date, unless you're trying to pull her that night. Does that make sense? So for this, we're not trying to fuck these girls, we're trying to friend zone them, but we're friend zoning them. Do you understand? Literally, call the girl's sister. You want to know how to fuck a girl? It's as demented. If this was like a soundbite, it'd sound really demented, right? If you want to fuck a girl, call her sister. Right? If that was a soundbite, it'd be really fucking weird. But why do you think that helps? If you call her sister,
Because you're putting her in the friend zone.
you're putting her in the friend zone. But what's the pickup term? Rob, or you? What do you think? Yeah, you said it. Disqualification. right? You disqualify the girl by calling her sister because you're probably not trying to fuck your sister. So if you're like, oh my God, what's up, sister? How are you, sister? Right? What ends up happening is she ends up wondering why you're putting her under that label. Make sense? Cool. Or buddy. You probably wouldn't want to fuck your buddy. So when you call a girl buddy, you're friend zoning her. Friend zone is only bad. What was that? Dude. Dude's a great one, right? Friend zone is only bad if you're being put in the friend zone. But you go out tonight. The winner tonight is whoever can get more girls to go out tomorrow night to the venue. They're the winner of the prize. Okay. Whoever can get the most girls to go out tomorrow with them wins the prize. That'll be fun. From Omnia tonight or from Day Game, whatever it is that you do. So tonight we're gonna almost pretend like you're a promoter. But ideally you don't try to sell the fact that there's some club or something happening tomorrow night. You just have some commonality or one of the other ways that we're gonna talk about to get girls to go out with you. Make sense? So we have G-Eazy, we have Chainsmokers, we have The Weeknd, something trendy and poppy that people like, ideally sexual. Right? Like G-Eazy's like the white version of The Weeknd, kind of.
Yeah, he's white, right? Jeezy's white.
Oh, you didn't know that? Or
No, I didn't know that.
Shut up.
I didn't know that.
Dude, but not only is he white, he's about the coolest looking white dude. He actually kind of looks like him back. He's like a Latin version of G-Eazy, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, with the hair, it was called undercut? Is that what it's called? Yeah. What's that? Pineapple hair? That's funny. Yeah. Cool. It's like about the trendiest kind of hairstyle. It's like if you were trying to be trendy like a month or two ago, you'd put it in a weird, funny fucking like man bun thing.
Oh, he has it.
It looks like an onion peel. But now this is kind of the right way to do it, right? Yeah, G-Eazy is really good. Give me another commonality that a girl would go out with you the following night for.
Here in Vegas? Or anywhere?
I mean, anywhere. Ideally here in Vegas, but anywhere. I mean, you're going to have one of the tougher jobs because we're going in this order, so go for it.
Tough one for me. I come from a very small place, like where nothing happens at all.
Which though lends itself, me too.
The girls
That lends itself though to other opportunities.
Yeah. The girls are usually like girls with like guy interests, like hockey or sports.
Don't you drink like a lot of beer or something?
It's German.
Yeah, give me a commonality. Give me a common one. Just give me super simple. Just one commonality, one interest, one activity that you guys do in your small town.
It could be shopping, right?
It could be shopping, but there are not that many stores in.
How big a population is it?
It's 4,000.
Okay, I mean, I grew up population undefined. I grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And then the nearest town was undefined or unspecified, it said. It's like, because there was so few, they didn't even like count it. I grew up in what's called the village of Elk Mound. How hick does that sound? They have a hill, an animal, and village all in the title. The village of Elk Mound is the name of the town. So I understand. Give me something. Do you have outdoor sports?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so so what kind of outdoor sports do you have? Or outdoor activity rather? I don't want to say sports, outdoor activity.
Like hiking or.
There you go.
Yeah.
So today, right? Do you know some of the best hiking and rock climbing in America is in Vegas? It's called Red Rock. So literally some of the best hiking you could possibly get in the world is here, right? So what can you talk to a girl about? You meet a girl tonight and you want to do something with her tomorrow that's non-sexual, you put yourself inside of her. You could talk about Red Rock. Red Rock is the hiking area. Does that make sense? Sushi's like my favorite one, man. Like, dude, I had to force sushi down my throat for like 6 months, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 5 months to like sushi. But like once I did, like a whole new world of pussy came into my life. I ate one fish and a new type of fish came into me. Dude, these girls, I swear to God, no girl likes sushi. They just like the idea of it. It's crazy. Huh? Yeah, you said that?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, dude, they don't like sushi. They just like to take the photos and it's like an activity. They eat half a roll and then they're done, right? That's a whole category on its own because I love it so much. Not because I love sushi, I just love using it to pull girls. Sushi's amazing. Every sushi restaurant has like a lounge where it's like common seating. So you can invite as many girls as you want because it's kind of flexible to the seats that are there. So let's do sushi. Also, there's a lot of good sushi restaurants right before nightclubs open. Anybody been gamed in DC before? Maybe DC? There's a place there called Current Sushi. I think they just went out of business. I think they changed it. But that was one of the best places to get girls was Current Sushi because it was a sushi and all of a sushi restaurant, sushi bar. And then slowly between the hours of like 9 and 11, it would turn into a nightclub. And I love places like this. The high-end restaurants will slowly turn to a nightclub and you almost won't even realize it. And then all these hot girls just kind of just start walking in and you're just like, you're finishing your food, you're like paying your bill and you're like, what the fuck? And then you just go and start hitting on them. It's fantastic. You're talking a little bit further down the line. I'm just talking about like getting her physically in that spot to do that thing with you, right? Because a lot of guys don't know how easy it is to just get girls to do another thing with you. It's crazy easy. And that will, imagine if like, and a lot of guys think social circle game takes months. Or they're like, I talk to people about social circle game, they're like, oh, I want shit to happen quick. I don't know any man in the world who fucks girls as quick as I do. We're talking like, you remember IVLs? Who's in game long enough to know what IVL means? No? In-venue lay. It means you can't wait till you get home to have a same night lay, so you fuck her in the bar, or you fuck her in a restaurant. It's an in-venue lay. What the fuck? How fucked up were we back in the day that needed an acronym? What? That's so stupid. That's crazy. So to answer your question, and I want you to answer mine, is that you tell her while you're on the date to go bring other girls to you. Hey, introduce me to other girls. Hey, that girl's cute. Hey, I like this type of girl. Hey, which girl do you think which girl in here is going to be having my baby? Like you say all these things to the girl, and then she's like, oh, okay, well, let's do it. Because she was just going to fall into that you set. You know, in pickup speak, that frame that we set, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So the more creative the thing is, the more likely the girl is to want to do it, because girls just, even if they don't like creative things, they think they like creativity. You got it? So art museum, though, kind of narrows it to like, you have to like museums, you have to like, then now it's like, well, which art is it, right? Make sense? But there's tons of random creative shit, right? There's a lot of these, though. There's wine events all the time in every city, pretty much, right? Sushi, wine, outdoor activities. There's a lot of different things you can do, okay? What are some ways to disqualify even more aggressively so that they know that you're friend zoning them?
Tell me you have a girlfriend.
Tell me you have a girlfriend. Give me a trait that the girl could have that you're not into.
I like brunettes.
You do or don't?
I do.
Yeah, so every blonde you meet
Blonde.
is very similar to me, right? But at the same time, like, I probably fuck equal amount. Like, whatever, who gives a shit, right? Like, I'm not gonna like seriously date a blonde probably, but unless it's the girl from the Fetty Wap video. But like, I'm still, it doesn't matter. Like, but the point is that you have those standards. You have that qualifier, right? So, oh my God, you're blonde. That's amazing. And she's gonna go, what do you think she's gonna say? She's gonna say, why? Because you could be my new best friend, my new sister. This is great. You can help me find all the brunettes in the club. And again, you know the best way to do this, by the way? Like, guess how many female friends right now I have that like I go do sushi with or go hiking with. Do I look like I go hiking very often? No. What? I walk to Starbucks and back. What? Like, no. But what's the best part about this? You can fuck all of them. It's creating a pipeline for yourself. That's the beautiful thing here. You understand that? You friend zone them every day that you've friend zoned them, that they're still your friend. You can always go back and fuck them if you want, because you friend zone them. The dreaded friend zone. What was that? What did Lindsay say today? Get out of the friend zone into the end zone. That was like stuck in my head all day today, right? The friend zone is only bad if they deem you friend worthy and they put you in the friend zone. If you're putting them in, it's good. You guys understand that? Because then if you put them in the friend zone, like I friend zone 100% of girls at all times. And then I decide which one I want to sleep with. Do you understand that? Cool. Why is that awesome? Why is that beneficial?
If they're
Yeah, but even furthermore than that, do you think if I friend zone the girl within a couple minutes of meeting her, is that a very like strong bonded friend material? Not really. I can break out of it in 10 minutes, in 2 minutes.
Strategy is indirect, right? So that's why you're doing that. So you want to.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can still do this by being super sexual. Guys think that indirect isn't sexual. I'm a lot more sexual than most direct game guys that I know. I'm way more sexual. Being indirect implies that you're not putting all of your interest in the girl right away. Do you understand? So you kind of want to separate this a little bit, right? And me saying this too, like at least 20 to 30% of my opens are direct because it's fun. It's like, being direct is an easy way to tell yourself that you don't care about the outcome. You understand what I mean by that?
So it's like, you're cute, I like you, what's your name? Like, because you're being direct, right?
Yeah, but it's at the same time though, if I'm going to go direct, I'm going to give myself the best chance of success possible. So I'm not going to do something like that. That's the worst thing when a guy goes up to a girl and says, oh, insert random compliment here, here's my name. So you're giving her a compliment that means nothing, and then you're also trying to take value by giving her your name. The best thing to do is do a proper, you know, like the classic proper direct, there you go, classic proper direct opener.
Hi, my name is.
No, it's, no?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought you were cute or something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I was walking down the street there, I saw that you were cute, I had to run across the street because I'd be kicking myself all day if I didn't come over and say hello to you. What's your name? The whole I'd be kicking myself all day, like that's the old school like direct line, right? Any version of that though is fairly direct. But which is fine, but if you're doing that, you're literally telling yourself your chances are going to be lower because you don't care about the outcome because you're just putting it all out there right away. You're showing them your cards, right? But you can still be super sexual if you're indirect. When I say indirect, I don't necessarily mean, don't be sexual at all. Here's the crazy thing. Even with girls that I'm friend zoning, I'm being super sexual with. The game is exactly the same. I'm just more legitimate with my reasons on why it's not going to work out between us. Because his was almost a little bit of an attraction builder as well, that disqualifier, right? But you could even argue that his was too. The whole I have a girlfriend thing. Never in my life have I met a girl who wouldn't hook up with me because I told her I have a girlfriend. In fact, right now at this moment, my strategy is to show pictures of my girlfriend to girls, and to say like, and then literally I go, are you submissive or are you dominant? Would she take you or would you take her? Like that's my transition. So like a lot of these ones that seem like legitimate things, they're also strong attraction builders. So I want you guys to understand, like, I've lost a lot of good sets by going direct. I've never lost a set by making her my friend first. So I'll give you examples all day long. What do they say till the cows come home? Right, in our small towns, that's what they say at least. But I need you to come with your own.
You literally just say, you're my new friend.
It's great. You're my new friend. But what am I going to do as I say that? Here, stand up as I talk to the girl, right?
Oh, I think you're asking.
Right. So, where are you from? Doesn't matter. You're my new friend. Holy shit, I love it. Fuck. Everybody, she's my new friend. I don't know if they heard me in the back. Didn't they hear me in the back? She's my new. And then it's a little strategy, right? Where you wrap the girl up and then you yell really loud the thing that the girl just said. Immediately they go, no, don't tell her. They kind of cover your mouth. Thanks, have a seat. Right? So tell the girl something. Ideally it's some tease or it's something bad that she just did. And then start like pretend to scream, but kind of scream to everybody out there, this an imaginary group of people, and she's going to be like, no, I don't say that. Well, it's kind of fucking stupid because those people don't give a shit, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm about to say. I'm just saying the thing that just happened, right? So the friend thing is fantastic. It's just literally calling them my new friend, right? My new bestie, right? Oh, you're my new bestie. You're my new BFF. Go up to girls who are like, so New York Fashion Week's like the 15th to 18th or something like that. Go up to girls at like New York Fashion Week and tell them that they're just too tall for you, and just be very, very expressive, and they're gonna laugh and like bring you in and start hugging you. It's crazy, right? If I tell girls that they're too tall for me, like I'm not super tall by any means, but at the same time I'm not short, right? So if I say it, the girls are gonna kind of think it's a tease. If you say it, they might believe that no, you think that they're just too tall for you. That make sense? Cool. The problem with non-sexual dates are a lot of guys will go on what they think are sexual dates, and then the girls kind of turn into a non-sexual date, right? But if you head it off at the it's kind of like threesomes. If you like every girl that I make into my primary or put into my rotation of MLTRs has to fuck one of the previous girls. Well, how hard is it, do you think, to have a threesome with a girl that in the first night or two that you met her, she fucked your other girl? Well, that's the frame of the entire. It's actually hard now to not do it. Does that make sense? It's kind of like when you friend zone the girl right off the bat, right?
Kind of like it. Kind of like it.
It's actually exactly the same, dude. Like, it's. No, let me explain it, and I'll tell you. Right, tomorrow we'll solve the other thing, right? You have to do the threesome thing right off the bat, just like you have to friend zone them right off the bat, or it's not going to work. Okay? If you wait, if you're friend zone with a girl for 2, 3, 4 years, and you're this creeper who works with a girl, right? I can still show you how to fuck her, but it's way more difficult than if you friend zone. It's so funny to me how guys are so nervous about. One of the most searched terms online is how to break out of the friend zone. Show me all these girls that all these hotties and 9s and 10s that you're actually friends with. Like most of these guys that are like looking that kind of stuff up online don't have this list of girls, of 9s and of girls. Like they're kind of fucking whoever they can get, or they meet some random girl at some club. They fuck her. She's hot enough. They go with it. She kind of like she backs. She steps up sexually in terms of for her lack of looks, and then they end up in a relationship, and that's kind of it, right? But show me this like list of 9 and 10s that are just like begging to be your friend. right? It's just not really like that, right? So what happens, what I'm going to show you is how to make friends with these girls, and then once you do one friendly thing with them, then you immediately go fuck girls that are hotter than her or girls that you fucked in the past. Does that make sense? And then I'm also, as an add-on to that, I'm going to show you how to actually fuck that girl later. Does that make sense? The last thing I'm going to close with this. We don't, as guys, we don't really care which 9 or 10 we fuck. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? Right? I just want to fuck a girl who looks like Nicole Scherzinger or Emmanuel Shikri. You guys know Emmanuel Shikri? Sloane from Entourage? You guys know Sloane from Entourage? Yeah. I want to fuck her. I want to fuck every tall Hispanic girl with blue or green eyes and black hair in the world.